I get it. There are days when everything feels heavy. You wake up tired. Your mind is already racing. And before your feet even hit the floor, you're thinking about everything that could go wrong. And you wait. You wait to feel motivated. You wait to feel confident. You wait to feel ready. But here's the part nobody tells you. If you keep waiting for the right feeling, you might be waiting your whole life. Setbacks are coming. Failures will show up. Challenges will hit you when you least expect them. That's not a sign you're doing something wrong. That's the price of stepping into the unknown. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you stop taking every obstacle as a personal attack and start seeing it as part of your story. Because you are the hero of your story. Not someday. Not when everything is perfect. Today, you can be the person who wakes up, gets out of bed, and says, I'm not living like this anymore. I'm choosing differently. You can decide to be honest with yourself, to stand on your values, to trust your instincts, to treat people with kindness, to take care of your body, to take care of your mind. You can decide that this is who you are now. And let's be real, you are not your past mistakes. You are not all the times you messed up or fell short. You are a person who has lived, learned, and grown through real experiences. And if you take the time to process those experiences honestly, they become your greatest advantage. They become the wisdom that guides your next move. Your entire life starts to change when you realize something powerful. You do not have to feel good to do what you said you would do. We've been taught, in subtle ways, to wait for motivation before we act, to wait for confidence before we take a step, to wait for energy before we begin. But feelings are unreliable. They shift with your sleep, your stress, the weather, and even other people's opinions. If your commitments depend on your mood, your progress will always be fragile. So instead, choose to act in alignment with your values, even when your emotions are loud and uncooperative. Do the work on the days you done to feel like Italiano. Show up when it's inconvenient. Follow through when it's boring. Because consistency isn't built on excitement, it's built on follow-through. And here's the part that might surprise you. One day, you'll look back at the hardest moments of your life, and you'll see that they shaped you into who you needed to become. Those painful seasons taught you lessons you couldn't have learned any other way. The setbacks you feared gave you strength. The failures you hated gave you clarity. The obstacles you tried to avoid gave you wisdom. So don't give up, even if it doesn't make sense right now. Even if you can't see how it all connects, there will come a day when the pieces fall into place, and you'll realize it couldn't have happened any other way. The winners continue where the losers stop. That's it. That's the difference. People are going to talk about you. They're going to have opinions about your life, your choices, your path. Then, most people don't understand what you've been through, and if they really wanted to, they would have taken the time to listen. But here's the truth. Their opinions don't get to decide your future. Because the funny thing is, the narrative always changes when you succeed. The same people who doubted you will say they saw it coming. But you can't get to that moment if you let their voices become louder than your own. So put your head down. Do what you need to do. Focus on your path. The rest will take care of itself. You are not put here just to exist. You are not given your gifts just to take up space. There is something inside you that is meant to be used. Something that can leave this world a little better than you found it. And that responsibility, that's yours. But dreams, they don't show up overnight. That's the movie version. Real life doesn't work like that. Dreams show up in the daylight, when you're awake, when you're moving, when you're working. You don't wait for dreams. You chase them. You run them down. And in that chase, you learn who you really are. You learn what you're capable of when you take the extra step, the extra mile, the extra rep, the extra hour. You don't always know how long it's going to take. You don't always know what it's going to look like when you get there. But you do know one thing. You cannot stop. Growth requires discomfort. It requires you to intentionally put yourself in situations that stretch you, that test you, that force you to become stronger than you were yesterday. Make it your mission to become more disciplined. Make it your mission to become mentally tougher. If you make one promise to yourself, let it beat. You will address the real issue that has kept you stuck for so long. And most of the time, that issue ISNT, your talent, your background, or your opportunities. It's your ability to do the things you need to do even when you don't feel like doing them. In every moment of adversity, there's an opportunity for growth. Greatness is not born from comfort. It's carved out of challenges. It's built in the moments when you could have quit, but you didn't. But you didn't. Forget what you've been told about your limits based on where you came from, what you look like, or what's in your bank account. Those are just factors, not your future. To make it through what you're going to face, you have to become a warrior. And a warrior isn't someone who's always fighting others. It's someone who refuses to give up on themselves. When they lose a job, they believe a better one is coming. When they lose friends, they trust better ones will arrive. When nobody believes in them, they believe in themselves enough to outweigh all that doubt. They say, I don't need your belief. I've got my own. And even when everything falls apart, the warrior believes it will be put back together, stronger than before. Train your mind to find the good in every situation, even the ones you didn't choose. Because when you can see the lesson inside the struggle, you take your power back. Nothing changes if nothing changes. At some point, you have to make a decision. You have to shift your mindset. Because once your mindset changes, you can start attacking everything else in your life. Imagine getting to the end of your life and realizing you could have been more. You could have built something, created something, become the person you knew you were capable of being, but you didn't. That regret, that's a heavy weight to carry, but you don't have to carry it. Because you still have time, whatever you're going through right now. It will not last forever. The stress, the frustration, the doubt, will pass. But between where you are and where you want to be, there is a process. A long one, a challenging one, a necessary one. There are lessons waiting for in that process, and the only way to earn them is to go through it. We all want the result right now. The body, the success, the freedom, the life we imagine. But the reality is, it's built step by step, day by day, choice by choice. So, embrace the process. Even the hard parts, especially the hard parts. Because they're not going away. They're going to keep showing up until you learn what they're trying to teach you. And once you learn that lesson, you get another one. That's how growth works. You've told yourself before that you'd start on Monday, on the 1st of the month, next year. But let me ask you something. When is it going to be enough? When are you going to decide that today is the day? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Make the change you know you need to make. Become the person you know you can become. Take the first step, even if it's small, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. It's okay to walk alone for a while. It might feel discouraging. It might feel quiet. But sometimes that's exactly what you need to hear your own voice again, to reconnect with your purpose, to remember who you are. And one day, you'll look back at this version of yourself, the one who decided to keep going, and you'll be proud you didn't quit. If this message hit you, comment iron below. This channel isn't for everyone, only for those who choose discipline over comfort. Subscribe if you re one of Tim. I'll see you at the top.